Hey guys, Ryan Rose here. I'm here with a horse named Rody, who was rescued recently and then sent to me for training. He's super pushy on the ground because he learned to be pushy with people. Somewhere along the way, somebody, put their hands up here, and I'll just kind of demonstrate for you where they were in close range. I've already worked through a lot of his pushiness, but if you start doing this and then see, he'll just come through. And if I release there, he just got relief for pushing into me. And he learned to just move people around with his head and his shoulder. And pretty significant pushiness. So I've got him a lot better with space where I can move him around. You can see, like, if we're at a distance here, that was relatively easy because he hadn't learned to push through people at distances. He had learned to push through people up close. Where this came to be that I realized this is when we went to bridle him. They said he kind of rides okay, not perfect, but okay compared to how pushy he is on the ground. But bridling was a significant issue, and I tried to bridled him yesterday, and realized how big of an issue it is. Pretty significant issue. So I'm hoping I didn't fix it too much for you guys so I can show you what he's doing today. I imagine he's still gonna give me a little bit of issue because this is, in my opinion, more of a man-made behavior. Usually when it's more of an innate difficult to bridle horse, they don't like their head being controlled. Well, he didn't seem to really mind us lowering his head down and moving his head all over. That didn't really bother him. It was literally touching his mouth, handling his mouth, and putting the bridle up to him. So what I'm going to do is present him with the bridle here, and I'm going to let him get all sorts of wrong, and all I'm going to do is make it difficult for him to do that. Okay, so you can see he's going over there. I'm going to let him commit to that, and now put a little pressure on. And by a little pressure, I mean quite a bit, because you saw how committed he was to moving his nose away. Now there, you see him, I kind of startled him with that, but he was having a little bit of a lick and chew there. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna learn to find relief here with the bridle. So if he backs up, I'm just gonna follow him here. Again, I want him to get really committed to leaving here. Okay, that's fine. You can choose to leave, but I can choose to yield your hindquarters strong when you do that. So he's got a good deal and a bad deal. The bad deal is yielding the hindquarters. The good deal is stand still. And when he finally chooses to stand still with this being here, it's gonna go away from him like that. So I'm looking for those moments. I'm not giving him 100% opportunity to leave. I want to show him that this doesn't have to be such a bad thing. Okay, that's pretty good. So now I'm going to hand myself this. So I'm going to go slow because somewhere along the way people tried to do this kind of rudely, I think. Again, I'll let him get kind of committed here. Or if he wants to relax, he started to leave and then he found a standstill again. So I'm trying to have that combination of black and white contrast. If he chooses to settle down and leave his head there, well, then I'll take the bridle away. If he wants to really get pushy and throw his head around, well, then we can yield the hindquarters. It's your choice. So just presenting it to him here, not sticking my finger in, I'm just kind of letting him just be okay with this. I don't want to try to force it on him. I think that's what led to this behavior, was him getting the bridle forced on him before. Again, I'll just kind of wait here. There, he's standing really quiet. I'll retreat, take it away. Good boy. Now, there would be absolutely nothing wrong with, even though he stood good, I could still come over here and yield his hindquarters. Because that action of yielding the hindquarters there is the not so fun part. So that pressure causes the relief of him standing here with the bridle in front of him to be effective. So even though he wasn't bad there, by just giving him a little bit of a yin-yang contrast, he can learn that standing here with the bridle is not nearly as bad as he thought it was going to be. Reins, I undid the chin strap. I'm making it as easy as possible. Wiggle it around there because I do want to create a habit of him. Now he's really throwing his head sideways there. Say, okay, let me help you do that. Got tangled up there a little bit. There we go. Keeping the pattern very simple. Very good. So that's a really good starting point. We got a ways to go with that. You can see I got it on kind of loose here. But let him just realize, just because that bridle's on doesn't mean anything's going to come fast or furious. Again, the pressure came on when he tried to act like a prey animal and evade it. The relief came when he stood still and was being cooperative with it. That's the key. Some horses, though, not all bridling issues are related, okay? So recently I had another horse that was a little bit difficult to bridle, and it was about him allowing us to control his head. He wanted to be able to keep his head wherever he wanted it, which was up high. Some horses are really sensitive around their ears, and that's the issue. You can see he doesn't have any ears. For him, it's about his mouth and nose that he doesn't really like anything being by. So you can see he's being a little bit bad here, but for me this is enough. I can follow it. He's going to have to get a little bit more committed about it, because I gotta try to plan ahead here and start to attempt to create a nice pattern. Very good. So you can see now we're kind of getting to the good stuff. I'm going to keep practicing and keep practicing this with him. It's going to get better and better. Another thing I'm going to do is start handling his nose and his mouth more. Hopefully this video helps you out. Make sure you're giving him a contrast. Let him get fully committed to the mistake. Take the stimulus away. Put a little pressure on him. A hindquarter yield is a good go-to. And then offer them the release back at the pressure spot, which in this case was the snaffle. The pressure spot could be the trailer, could be the jump, the obstacle. Make sure you're not pressuring them at that thing. Make sure the most pressure comes on away from whatever it is your goal is, and that they're getting relief with your tools or your obstacle, whatever it is you're aiming for. So hopefully this helps. Go out and give it a try, and we'll see you guys later.